Hey everybody, welcome to my channel where I share really cool stuff about me because it's all about me. And I want to make sure this channel is all about me and me and me and me. And one of the most common questions I get about me is what my life is like as a furry. So for those of you that are brand new to the channel, well, I'm a very proud furry. I have been for a long time, and I want to share some of the secrets of my life. So for those of you that don't know what a furry is, well, I identify as a cartoon animal. So what I do is, I have a normal job, a normal life. Well, kind of. I work at a desk job, and then I go home and I dress up as Mickey Mouse. Not just like a Halloween costume, like the whole deal. Like I put the whole thing on. As you can see some of the pictures on the screen, I've dressed as many different things, but this is me and my friends. This is what we do in our free time. It's perfectly normal, and you shouldn't be uncomfortable about it. If you are uncomfortable about it, you're obviously a hateful, horrible person who has no love in their heart for people like me. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think our children should all be, interested in this type of stuff because, again, I don't want to grow up. A Toys R Us kid is a motto I've always had. So I always wanted to, I watched in Disney World. I saw these Goofy walking around and stuff. And as I got older, I was attracted to it. I said to myself, boy, I'd love to, get into that. So anyway, I'm going off track on my life as a furry, but a lot of people have asked me how they could become a furry themselves. And I obviously am here to help because this channel is about me. And I'm just going to give you a basic one. I actually Googled how to be a furry, and there's a Wikipedia on it, or a WikiHow. I personally feel, underneath a lot of these crazy videos out there, they put Wikipedias underneath it to give you a real definition. I feel like every single video ever on Earth should have a WikiHow under it on how to become a furry, because I feel like the world would be a much better place if we all were. So let me just read you some of the bullet points on how to be a furry like me. Furry fandom is a large, inclusive community based on a love of anthropomorphic animals. And if you don't know what that word means, you're not smart, okay? If you don't know what an anthropomorphic animal is and you mispronounce it or something like that, you're an idiot and you don't understand it. You're in the caveman days, okay? As we're smart, we all know what's going on. We're all anthropomorphic animals. So these are animals that talk, walk on two legs, and behave like both animals and humans. If you want to celebrate your fanship and express yourself creatively as a furry, welcome aboard. Once you develop a fursona, instead of persona, a fursona, nothing psychotic about this, start interacting with other furries online and in real life through conventions and local meetup groups. Explore your creative interests and see how they tie into the furry community, whether it means creating fan art or fursuiting. Remember, you don't need a fursuit to be a furry. Most importantly, focus on having fun with your furry fanship. Of course, I mean, psychopaths have fun, right? So, you have to have fun, right? So I'm currently reading this in my fursuit. Okay, for those of you out there that are wondering, I'm actually dressed up as Jessica Rabbit. For anyone out there, right? A lot of guys out there currently very attractive. Don't get the wrong intention here. I'm here to educate you on it. But if you want to meet me in a furry meetup, I'll be over there too shortly, talking to people specifically today. And my interest is more into Looney Tunes. So anybody out there looking, I'm looking for some Looney Tunes because we're all kind of loony. So anybody out there identifies as Yosemite Sam, I'll see you over there in the chat. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen who are here, who are learning about being inclusion, which is what we all need to do in today's society, and embrace these types of things while the world burns around us. Again, just to recap, conventions, local meetups, great place to find future criminals or current criminals or predator. I'm just kidding. Okay, let me continue. So I got 15 minutes. I got to get it all in. So number one method to how to be a furry is joining the furry community. And then it has a real long paragraph detail, which I don't want to put you to sleep with, but furry community. So hopefully we have that here on this channel. Number two, participate in online furry groups and discussion boards. Again, it's repetitive, but I hope that's what we have here. Number three, make and share funny furry fan art and other creative work. So, if you want to make your furry with no clothing, that's perfectly normal, and then you should share it with everybody. You know what I mean? Come on, you don't be a bigot and hateful, and you know what I mean? Any age group, apparently. So, number four, take on requests, trades, or commissions to share your creative work. So we could use tokens. We could use play money. Okay, and you see how it's all childish? Adultish. We could use play money, and I'll draw you a picture of Pluto with no clothing on, and then, you could give me some tokens of smiley faces with 666s on their forehead, and then I'll send you a token back, and maybe you can do something for me, like Sonic the Hedgehog in a thong, something like that. Okay, so that's how we do this. So let's move on to number 5. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real thing for those of you out there that are like, what's he talking? If you're older, yeah. Welcome to today's world. Number 5, attend a furry convention to meet other furries in person. Now, I'd love to do that personally. If any of you want to get together, I think me and my friend Chris are going to go. If you want to get to a furry convention together, we could all go together. We'll plan out something together. Maybe we can all be dressed as, I don't know, a couple dogs, couple cats, a hyena, you know what I mean? And put a gag ball in our mouth. Sounds like good, clean fun to me. So let me know if anybody wants, especially, I still love the ladies. Okay, so maybe beautiful furry women out there. Of course, if you have a beautiful face, it doesn't matter because you'll have a furry mask on while we're getting intimate because that's normal. Again, let's move on here. We have socialize with other furries and form new friendships. So that's what I'm really working on doing in my personal life. Trying to get my life in order, get it together. So obviously the best way to do that would be to socialize with other furries and form new friendships. So anybody out there, if you want to socialize with me, is what we can do. I don't know what we would talk about. Let's see what it says here. Subgroups within furry communities that cater to various interests, from gaming communities to literature clubs. So you can have no trouble finding. I'd love to read Shakespeare dressed up as, dressed up as Goofy. I'd love to read Shakespeare. Somebody, if you're into Shakespeare, let me know. Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe, if you don't want to do literature and you want to play video games, we play video games dressed up as these things. No problem. No problem. I'll get my strap on ready. Anyway, let's continue. Number 8, we be welcoming and non-judgmental around other furries. Well, of course, remember, we're all furries together, so obviously we're not going to judge other furries. I mean, what, you tell me that there's actual arguments within the community? Right? Like, you don't like the fact that one furry is identifying as a furry dog and he should be a cat? Well, those are real life issues, and those are things I do care about, but I won't be judgmental. I'll just give my input. If you're a hamster and your balls look a little lopsided, I'll let you know. And maybe you could fix your costume up for when we get intimate. These are normal things, so, don't take it too personally. Number 9, forget your negative misconceptions about furries. Oh, let's read what it says here. It says, there's lots of myths and rumors about the furry community circulating through the media that you'll need to debunk for yourself and for others in your life. I'm working on it right now. Most importantly, you know that you don't have to own or wear a fursuit in order to be a furry. You can participate no matter what you wear. Oh, I actually didn't know that. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. You learn something new and important every day if you pay attention, right? This is important stuff. I thought you actually had to go to, I have no idea where, some costume place, and I thought I had to buy a Bugs Bunny costume, wear it, and then grind with people. So apparently I could just go in my street clothes and find these people dressed up as furries and then grind with them in my regular street clothes. So that's cool. It says, additionally, know that only a small percentage of furries focus on the erotic aspect of the fandom. Oh, you don't have to do anything like this in order to participate. Okay. Okay. So in other words, you're just dressing up in a costume like a 3-year-old. Gotcha. As for many other dress-oriented fandoms like cosplayers and sports fans, most furries simply enjoy expressing themselves, performing in a costume, and connecting with other fans on a social level. And of course, shortly after all that, we get them a paddy wagon and take them to a white padded room. Oh, sorry, that's what happens in a normal society. So the other thing they talk about doing is crafting a fursona. Okay, so let me just read that real quick. Choose an animal that specifies choose an animal species to base your persona on. Fursonas are characters or avatars that furries use when socializing with other members of the furry community. Many furries start with canines, felines, and dragons. Yeah, I'll be a dragon. And of course, the images they show has really nice spirals around the dragon's chest. There's nothing to be suspicious about there. I'm probably not going to show that on screen. But anyway, it goes on to say pick out colors and markings to make your fursona unique. And again, I love that. I'm never going to say persona again. I'll say fursona. This is perfectly same. The next thing on there on how to create a fursona, assign your fursona a personality and name. Oh, man. I'm going to go with, can you be like Norma the goldfish? Anyone? I don't know. Todd the tickling turtle? Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to work on it and think about it because I like to every day identify something new, so I'm going to switch my furryism up and my fursona up every day. So anyway, it goes on to say illustrate your fursona if you want to create your own artwork. Of course, course I do. This is how I spend my time. Number 5, commission an artist. And then anybody out there talks about crazy stuff, I want to silence them while I'm doing this in my spare time. Number 5, commission. And of course, there's hate speech if you speak against this kind of stuff, If you tell these people they need to be put in an asylum, it's hate speech. And I agree. It should be considered hate speech because this is what I'm doing in my spare time algorithm. So number 5, commission an artist to illustrate your fursona for you if you prefer. Of course, I'm going to pay somebody on Fiverr to create mine. Number 6, share your fursona with other furries and furry merch makers. And then it goes on to talk about how we can get a furry suit. So we could raise money. It says save up at least $1,000 if you want to buy a fursuit. So if you have an extra $1,000, definitely don't get food supply or water supply or ammo or anything like that. That's like what crazy conspiracy nut jobs are doing, as if like they're going to need food one day, because of course we're not going to. McDonald's always be there. We don't need food. Don't waste your money on food, water, or ammo. What you should be doing is saving up at least $1,000 if you want to buy a fursuit. Despite fursuiters being the minority, fursuits are a huge part of the fandom. They're fun to wear and can be just as entertaining to onlookers and non-furries. There's no grooming going on here, by the way. They're like, you don't need a fursuit, but you're going to want to get down in a fursuit, so you're going to have to get one at some point. So you need to save up, so get the kids in who don't have $1,000. Then, one of these groomers will get the kid a $1,000 fursuit for him, right? The kid won't even know what's going on because he just wants the animal costume because he's a child. So you'll need to save upwards of $1,000 US or $2,000 if you're in the market for a full bodysuit. I am. If anyone out there knits, let me know. I'd love to have one too where you can knit the genitals on the front and the back for anyone. That's just something I'm interested in. Going on here, choose between. I'm trying to wrap this up because we only got 15 minutes. Choose between getting a partial plantigrade or digitigrade fursuit. So, of course, if you don't know what this stuff is I'm talking about, you're clearly a boomer. Is that what they? You're clearly old, a caveman. Now, this is important stuff. Don't think about actually what's going on in the world. Be distracted with this. Commission a fursuit maker, fursuit 101. I mean, this just goes on and on. If you actually look this up, you can see for yourself. Like, literally, this is paragraph after paragraph after paragraph on how you could become legally insane. So anyway, I'm just joking, of course. I'm a furry, and I've always identified as one, so... Of course, I love beautiful women. So if you're a woman and you're a furry, maybe even if you're not beautiful, you know what? Maybe if you're a guy, I mean, why am I being a bigot? You know what I mean? I don't have a preference. If you're a Jew, you know what I mean? Come on, let's just all dress up. You could dress up as a fox, right? I'll dress up as Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles, and we'll see where things go. Get to know each other while reading literature or gaming. So we could sit next to each other in these costumes in my parents' living room. We could talk a little bit about Shakespeare and pretend like we're intellectuals. And we could do depravity in the other room while we're in these suits, right? And nobody will think we're crazy, right? It's perfectly normal. God help us all, really. I mean, me. I mean, everybody, Oh, boy. But anyway, I'm going to get back to my furry community. As you can see, I put some pictures in there, me and the gang. Me and the whole gang there, how we, this is what we do on the weekend. So we're going to get together. I think this weekend I'm going to let him put a dog leash on me, put me in a cage for a little while, maybe even taser my fake nuts. So that'll be fun. So thanks everybody for being here. Let me know what you identify as a furry, what your fursona is in the comments section. We're trying to get those comments up, okay, for the algo. Let's get those comments up. So let me know about the fursona. I love all my furry fans out there and friends and my furry family. You guys are my furry family. So thanks again, everybody. Furry out.